Okay. I'm here and I'm starting a space sketch. I feel that I didn't do enough justice. Alright, I got this book and I'm trying, and I'm actually got good positioning here. Okay. And you can see better what I'm doing. I did okay with my space sketchings, I guess. People like them, but I feel it could have been better personally. So I'm going to try to... I'm going to try to do a better redemption of it. There we go. There you go. See, this is a better altogether. And I have my tarot cards here. And I probably could put my drink over here. Alright. This is every day it gets better, folks, I tell you. Every day, every day, every day. You can only do better if, with practice. And live streaming, God forbid, it takes practice. Okay. Alright, I got this one from Painting Valley. Oh, hello, how are you? Daz? Oh, I can tell you the energy in that sector, but I can't literally tell you if somebody in this realm is going to be nice enough to want to hire you. But I can tell you the energy in that sector and the chances. Because everybody has the right to be nasty. That's why these dogs go around with shattered skulls. Or jaw, sorry. Some horrible person. I was watching videos over here and the dog escaped. The workers got the dog and his jaw was shattered from his owner, and it was terrible. I mean, I was trying not to cry, but I don't understand people. But we'll see what's going on with your job sector. Because sometimes it's chaotic in this reality realm, or whatever you want to call it. Where we are living is chaotic. Alright, you got a full moon in Gemini for your financial situation with the job. And this just means your answers are coming. The ones that you need to be answered are coming to you. And it's surrounded by a new moon in Capricorn and a full moon in Capricorn. And new moon in Capricorn talks about hard work, how it's paying off for you. And the full moon in Capricorn just talks about the end of a tough cycle. I feel that your chances in April of getting a job are strong, given this energy. But wait for your answers, and maybe they're job offers. I feel that there may be a couple job offers. But it may not be the one you wanted, but I feel there's something coming. Hopefully it's the one that you wouldn't mind having, because I know how it is to have a job you don't like. Yeah. Lily the dog? Alright. Somebody else. I got Chong the dog, and now there's a Lily the dog. Rock on. I love it. But yeah, put your question in, Lily. I love it. Is this my neighbor Jody? What, Lily? No. Are you my neighbor? She said she was going to subscribe to me. It's crazy. People have subscribed to me Oh no, you're not my neighbor. She had a dog named Lily too. But yeah, the ones that say that are closest to you, sometimes they don't get around to subscribing, but everyone else does. I find this hilarious. Okay. Oh, it's okay if you're not my neighbor. She has a dog named Lily. And I would, so, but yeah, put your question on. I'm trying to redeem myself because I really hated my space. Even though people like my space paintings, I hated them. So I'm trying to make something I like. Well, I do good in school. Okay. Well, I could do your sector for school of the energy. But if you want to do good in school, you gotta focus your mind and study a lot, but keep focused. If it takes not watching TV and a bunch of all this other distractions, then that's what you got to do. But school, Lily, is one of the most important things you can do, even as an adult. I will tell you that. You want to go to school and you want to do well in school the best you can, and go to college, even if it's for a year or two, because it all counts, and you will get a job that's not so horrible. Because you don't want to get these have to have jobs that you're barely getting any money and you're working 80 hours a week. You don't want that. So let me do your educational sector. All right, Lily the dog. You got a new moon in Taurus for your educational sector. It talks about prosperity. And prosperity is when you're doing well and you have everything you need and things like that, and you're in a good path. And that's good. And then you got a blue moon surrounding this and a new moon in Leo. And a blue moon just means believing in the impossible, which I'm taking as you're kind of stressed out because of school. And I've been there. I've been to college and everything else. I have been where you're at. And you got a new moon in Leo too, Lily, and this is this just means talks about confidence. And it's just stating you have low self esteem because you don't think you can do stuff. I see you getting good grades in school, but maybe the fact that you're stressing out too much can affect where you get worse grades because you're going to keep double guessing yourself on these tests. And I will tell you, Lily, when I used to take a lot of tests, even through college, the more you stress out about it and just start freaking out, you I would take tests and I got a C and I could have got an A, but I thought everything I thought was right was wrong. So you just got to relax. I mean, if you're under 18, they have things. I mean, I drink that mushroom coffee and stuff from Amazon. But I don't, depending on if your parents let you have supplements and all that. But I would just get enough sleep, have some vitamins, and just relax, and I think you'll be fine. I really do. And I'm glad that you care about school because I feel some people don't enough. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome, Daz. I think it looks like Daz for the reading. And Lovely, don't worry. If you're making the effort and doing what you need to do, you will succeed. You will. Now, if I make a good space sketch, because some of the space paintings I have, even though people have been going crazy and putting them in, you know, on their walls and all that, but I felt they could have been better. I like it to be picture like. Thank God I ran into people, which is residents that are famous artists, because dear God, it would be horrible. So I'm just gonna sketch this out like I usually do and use my pastels, and hopefully my space sketches that come out way better with the pastels. I mean, you can paint them, but maybe I'm meant to be more of a sketch artist than a painter. I don't know. I do go through more pencils and stuff than anything. But I guess that's okay. I do love painting. But maybe right to here at this part of time in my life, painting doesn't love me. The painting's not horrible when it comes out, it's just, it could have been a little better. And I hate those kind of bots. Hate them. Alright. Okay, the tip is here. I know how to do shading now. I do know how to do shading. Are you her neighbor? Well, yeah. Jody is my neighbor, and she has a dog named Lily. So, well, she had a dog named Lily. That's why I kind of thought it was weird at first, but I thought maybe she hasn't been down to visit me because I have Chong, and they used to go on play dates together. These guys are dogs, and I think it made her sad seeing Chong because she missed Lily so much. So I've been giving her space, because it's always sad when dogs pass, and it's even sadder when they're abused. It really is. Just one day I would like to come over here without having to see another sad post of somebody that broke an animal's jaw, or dogs, or this or that. It's heartbreaking. It really is. Alright, I'm trying to make this planet, because I guess I get there's supposed to be bad if there's good, but why hurt the innocent? That's what I don't understand. In times of war, I totally get all of this violence. I get it. Because we're at war. And I do get that. I get it. But are you really at war with with a dog that just wanted you to love him? I mean, I don't get it. There's other things to be angry about in the world. There really is. I gotta target these planets. I think half of the problem I have in the world with these space paintings are these damn planets. And maybe, and when I get in the paint, I don't think I'm experienced enough with this paint. Maybe if I just did the sketching for a while, because I have taken a little bit of a break from it. See, this one I'm just going to shade a little this way. I'm still going to get my pastels because my resident friend, Sharon, and she has to be the goat of pastels. Her son's like this huge famous artist, and he does pastels, and she makes everything that looks like a picture when she's done. She's really good at that, and she's been teaching me her technique, because God, do I need help. Trust me, I seriously need help. And I am so glad she did. And she even told me about clouds. So I'm gonna see if I did not do a lot of space stuff because I felt that I didn't have enough experience with some of this stuff, like the clouds and things like that. I might do a little sketching and then do like the little stars. I don't know. But I'm gonna sketch where like these space clouds are here. Because she did try to tell me, and she told me to keep practicing. This is what I was told by a famous artist. As she whispered in my ear about all the stuff that I need to do, and I was okay with it. When somebody whispers in your ear stuff that's going to help you, you listen. You don't be an ass muncher. That's just all there is to it. And I'm not an ass muncher, so these are the people that go around acting like they're crazy and I want to go on lunch break 100 times. That's what I call them, ass munchers. I actually do what the residents ask of me. I honestly do. Alright. Now, I think I'm going to take my pastels for some of these damn clouds because. Oh, hi, Angel Guides. How are you? You got cats and they like to hide. Oh, yes. Yes, Lily, they do. Oh my god, my cats are all up on these boxes. Oh, yes, they are. You are so right. I got 4 cats, and they're all about boxes. In my other room, I boxed all my stuff because they like to climb on them, but they bother everything else, but they don't bother that. So go figure. It is what it is. I just let it be with the cats. But yeah, I do love cats. I do have my one dog, Chong. Everybody in social media knows, but I do love the cats too. They got their own bedroom. I literally gave them their own room because they were stressed out because of Chong. So I didn't want them to be upset because of Chong, so they got their own room. Oh, okay. You like angel guides too. But yeah, I get it about cats. Cats, you could be cat. My cats have tried to frame my dog before. My cats are something. Mine are half. So I got one that's half wild. He stays with us in our room. Got one that's half Siamese. I had 2 Siamese sisters. They have framed Chong before. They like put socks when he was in that stage of eating socks, and they put it all over him, and he went to sleep, and they placed it right on top of him to try to get me to blame him for messing with the socks. This is what my a-hole cats do sometimes because this is a cat for you. I'm using the chalky ones because I feel that these are good for shading, and Sharon told me that I have to practice shading. So there's purple parts. I got this so far, and I sketched out my plan is, which is easy for me. Shading, I'm gonna be over here struggling. I'm not lying about this one. Okay, there's purple here because I got to start these purple clouds type thing. Because I wanted to. I love space. It's my favorite thing. I love science. I think science, Lily, is the best. Oh my god. I used to struggle with school and think I was doing horrible because I was always in advanced science and stuff like that. So I love the Big Bang Theory, and I'll tell you, my celebrity crush is Sheldon. from the Big Bang Theory. I love that he's a that he studies string theory. I love it. But yeah, that's how much I love science. I mean, I love that. I watched that show forever. I probably would try to marry him if he was into women. I mean, if he's gay, so what are you gonna do? I mean, that's a lucky guy that has him. I mean, I don't judge these things, but yeah, this is how much I love science. I just always been more attracted. I was a nerd growing up, and I do mean a nerd. I didn't. I don't. I don't care about fashion or anything. Oh, I did. Oh, yes, I did. I watched Young Sheldon twice. It was really, really good. Love it. I seen that when it came on, that when they were advertising that, and I watched the whole thing. And he rocks. I love him. Sometimes people are more attractive when they have something interesting, an interesting conversation around them. So I found this out about men at a young age. So try to look for people that have good creative interests like you have. And everybody has different interests. I mean, mine was science, but yours could be sports. And anybody that's being too pushy with sex, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. Because you don't want to be involved in all that. Alright, I'm doing this method that my friend told me at work. And she makes these paintings with pastels and literally showed her son that's a famous artist. But you do circles like this. And she doesn't use the soft pastels like I do. She just used these and she does this finger method. So, since these were my beginner pastels, if this damn method works when I run low on these, I'm going to buy more cheaper pastels. But it is turning out not half bad because I got to get this whole space atmosphere. Because it's really, with space, the sketches, it's the outer parts where you gotta get it good. We got this so far. I'm trying to get these different colors because space has so many different colors. And I have white pastel also. So. Okay, you'll be back? Okay. Yeah, I like you. We can have some good conversation. We understand each other. You like young Sheldon. I dig it. Alright, now there's a couple dark areas. It's in here, so I'm gonna take my little black one. I thought there was another piece to this. Okay, here it is. I keep all my little pastels. Do I have an addictive energy? I don't know. The space cowboy. I mean, I think everyone has kind of some addictive energy. That's why people vibe with you or don't vibe with you. It's kind of a matter of perspective. I mean, I think they call it more magnetism. I would call it magnetism. Some people naturally have a magnetism that draws people in. You could have that, but I'm getting down with the space painting, space cowboy. You could probably dig it over here. I'm trying to get the space scene done. In space, Trying to get all of the different colors involved with the different pockets is insane. It really is. I'm just shading this and doing this method. You take your finger and go in circles. That's what I was told by a famous artist that is sick and in a nursing home now that I take care of. So I believe her because she's done amazing things and she's well known for her paints. And she does pastels and does not touch paint. So I wish I could meet an actual. I did get some ideas and sketching and stuff from an actual painter that did stuff for the Cleveland Indians before he passed away. But he did a lot of pastel work. It seems like these big time artists are doing a lot of pastel work. I don't know. But I was told if you take your finger and put around in circles, you create clouds. And space has so many clouds and dimensions. It's enough to blow your damn mind. It really is. But I seen your dog. He's even bigger than my dog. Oh, he probably is. My dog is half German Shepherd, and he has some pity in him. My dog's 180 pounds. I was over in TikTok complaining about my bad comment because I have a frog collar that I use when I'm outside. I got this so far. I gotta still fix this up. But I got a prong collar I use outside. I have a big dog. I didn't think it was a big, huge deal. This lady made a comment about how I'm this horrible dog owner because I have a prong collar. My dog is 180 pounds. He gets angry or another dog gets in his face. He gets some bite if he wants to. He's cute as hell. But he still has that German Shepherd and pity. So this planet is supposed to be dark because there's a lot of dark. I'm not done with this space. I know it looks like royal shit right now. And it sure does. And I'm doing this where I'm pulling this in here. But yeah. And this lady just was saying I'm like this bad dog mom and all this. And I'm thinking, get the hell up out of here. Because if anybody cared about their dog, I want to make sure that if he has a moment in his training that I got control of my dog. I mean, is it a horrible thing to want to have control of your dog? What if there's times where they might bite, and given the environment of these crazy people that are out there, my dog don't put up with bullshit. So sometimes I gotta have things like this. And this lady made this comment, and she goes, "Oh, no dog should have this." What about dog bites? I did a whole thing on TikTok. I was so pissed off about it. And that's the thing. What about if, when somebody gets bit by the dog, then all of a sudden the owner's in trouble and this and that? I'm not trying to get me or Chong in trouble with anything. Me and Chong are just peaceful. He's a good dog because I do proper training with him. When I took him on, I knew what I was dealing with and I knew what the breed was. And I was okay with it. And I think you just got to be okay with the breed they are. I really do. My dog half the size of a Chihuahua, I think. It's a misspell, but it's okay. Does my dog have a Corey? I don't know who this is. Luke? But, yeah. I just don't understand. I don't know. It's kind of turning out a little bit okay. I still got a lot of fixing up. I got to get the more purple in this. But this planet is yellow. But yeah, I don't understand where people's perspective is. People are going around literally beating the hell out of these dogs, making them mean. Because when you abuse a dog to the point where you're breaking their jaw and stuff, sometimes you can make them mean. And I don't blame the dog for being mean, and I don't blame the dog for disliking people. I blame the people for wanting to do this to the dog. And if you really have like some kind of, if you having a disagreement with someone or whatever, take it out on that person, not the dog. This is what I don't understand. And they act like they're not going to get in trouble. When these rescue groups, I'll tell you, these rescue groups go in, they know what they're dealing with. And they know, and they investigated who the owner is. That's the thing. Even if it's not microchipped, the police are still coming to your house when these animal rights groups come. They are. They're coming, and you might as well just keep the coffee on for them. You might as well, because people they'll be doing this, and it's like, if you really don't have a good temperament, don't have an animal. It's not really that hard. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be a realist. You got a bad temper, you drink a lot or whatever, and you know you have issues, then you just got to take care of what you got to take care of. Alright, I'm going to try to tempt. These clouds here seem a little reddish right here for some damn reason. That's what I mean about the space paintings. You never know damn where you're supposed to go with these. Alright, I'm going to do this so I can rub this way. Because it's like, and you bring these in, kind of like a curve. That's what I was told by Sharon, so I'm going to rub in this and around this planet. There we go. Like that now. I gotta rub lots of different colors into this. And then there's purples. I'm just trying to like make a little cloud formation here. I'm just doing like an actual like little cloud. And then rubbing it out. And then a light dusting. Real light dusting with purple here. Because I gotta kind of blend these in a certain way so they look good. And they look iridescent. At least it's looking like a picture. She is famous for for pictures like things. She really is. That's one of the things she's real famous for. And she just used these kind of pastels. So that's why I'm using these today. I mean, you could give her a picture of anybody, and then she can literally do a painting. She used to do them for people's weddings. It would take her a while, but she would get the wedding picture sketched out for you. Alright. I'm going to flat this and then rub it. Alright. I mean, it's not bad, this method she got going on. It really isn't. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And you know what? I'm not complaining because I shouldn't be so judgy when she's worth lots of money. And at the height of, well, I don't know if you call a stroke a height of your life, but the end cycle. The end cycle, when it comes, it comes. I mean, I'm 50, so I'm on to approaching my end cycle. And I understand I am. That's why I'm doing everything I can now. You gotta accept your existence, and when your end cycles comes, accept that too, and try to pass on what you can. Alright, there's a bunch of purple here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm over here living my best life on YouTube. Because you guys are great. You really are. Facebook, I don't know, not so much anymore. They could be real hostile up in there. Alright, this needs more purple, because this scene has purple. And then purple is cascaded over here, too. Alright, I'm just doing circular motion here, and it's supposed to show depth. That's what I was told, too. It's supposed to show like an image, like a faraway image. Well, it's not horrible. It really isn't. I got that so far. I got this planet shaded. You can tell it's something. I'm thinking about maybe doing this. Or getting one of my soft pastels out. And just kind of go around that area. Yellow. Because this planet, it looks like a sun, actually. To me, it looks like the sun. So I'm just going to take that one. There we go. But it's supposed to have distance and kind of be further away just a little bit. Maybe if I did this, just a little bit of black. And then patted this down and then did that. And you can see it's like a half of a planet there. It's a little better. Maybe I am a good student, who knows? You're always a student, my friend Lily. You like it? Yeah, it's a professional method. And these only cost me like, I think it was $25 on Amazon. These basic soft pastels, they cost me like, I think they're $35 on sale. Usually they're like 40 or 50. And you get a set of these. I would, if you're interested in any kind of little sketching, I would like try to start out with the harder pastels to get your groove with it. And I could share you with when I learned from my residents all these different shading methods. And then you could eventually get the soft pastels, because those are really good for drawing faces and stuff. They really are. But from what I was told, Sharon told me that it is better to use the regular pastels like this because you want to keep fading in a picture. And you can't fade in the picture the other way. I am just trying to outline this planet because it has so much going on. So, and I want it to I want to show the outer thing of this. There we go. And then I need more purple over here because of the sky. Space has literally, I could do anime pretty good, but space has been it's been horrible trying to get us a good space picture. I tried painting one. I did it like I said. People said they were good and they liked it, but I just didn't see a picture like I seen in my head. With pastels, it's a lot easier to shade in your ideas the way you want it. It really is. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the edges with this purple. I mean, in this sector of space, it's not like that, but I think it would look prettier. I'm just gonna add it in, just so to lighten up these ends. I don't know. I think I like these better than paint. I feel bad because I spent $200 on paint, but I do use it on occasion. I was thinking about making another one of those things with the coloring books where instead of doing the shading today, shading in and putting them in, my little arts and crafts, I'm thinking about using my paint. Yeah, that's not bad. It is getting a good picture quality to it. It really is. I got this so far. Now I gotta get this big planet going. I don't know. I think this might be one of my best space pictures I have done. I really do. And I still got to put the stars in it and stuff, so I'm gonna need my paint for that. But I want to get all of this done first, literally, because once the paint hits the board, if you need to like add things, it takes over the whole painting. It really does. I've learned that. But I'm gonna get my little purple here because like certain things that's going on in this painting, like for me to get the faraway stars and everything, I'm gonna need paint for that, but I want to get all of this sketchwork out first. Space is very in depth. It really is. Alright, I think we got that good. And I have there's spaces where the light is coming out. And I have more lighted areas, and I'm going to have to use white paint for that. So, no matter if you don't want to be a painter or whatever, sometimes if you're sketching, sometimes you need the paint for the sketches. Laugh out loud. I guess it goes hand in hand. But this isn't a terrible idea. And I'm finally getting this kind of the picture quality I wanted. Now I'm just getting this planet out. Now everything's done but that planet. And then when I get my white paint, I'm gonna be able to put my stars in and stuff. That'll be nice. Alright, now this is light blue. And it has little dips and stuff in it. And like a sand colored. So let me get this together. We're half of that. Alright, this, and then I have a light blue right here. But this is how I like to spend my days. I really enjoy spending my days talking to you guys, painting or sketching out so I can start a painting. This is really what I enjoy. Nursing is just not happening. Because after COVID, it has went downhill for nursing. It really has. I get it that people need money and this and that, so they're running to be a nurse. But you pay too much to be a nurse to be able to have your license taken away in 5 seconds. These nurses go to work every day. wondering if they're going to have a job tomorrow. And it's crazy. I don't want a job like that. That's why I'll stay a nursing assistant. You make decent money. You really honestly do. Decent enough to survive. I don't mind it. I mean, you gotta do what makes you happy. There was people. Why did you delete it? I didn't delete anything. That Chong dog. No, I don't delete anything, Lily. I literally do not. It's YouTube. If YouTube does not like the response or whatever, the moderator or whatever, whoever's listening to this deletes it. And some things I think are harmless, but certain things they say aren't harmless. So, I don't know. I don't delete anything because I don't even know how, if somebody's being crazy. I had somebody saying the N-word and everything and just being really crazy in the stream, and I had no clue how to make them leave, even if I wanted to. I'm still learning the ins and outs of over here. I really am. I like to do my more impressive works over here. Because, I don't know, I just feel like I get harassed less over here. On Facebook you get harassed and you could get hacked. I got hacked. But yeah, I have no clue how to do none of that. That's YouTube. YouTube has strict guidelines these days. It's what they do. Literally. There we go. This isn't bad. It's not terrible, but I do need that white paint in certain areas. I guess the white pastel. Alright. I don't even know what planet this is. All I know is it's salmon and light blue. I'm looking at space sketches. Yeah, it's not terrible. It looks good from this perspective here. Alright, Alright, I need to rub in now white to lighten up certain areas around here. So I'm going to take my white pastel and start rubbing it around in certain areas. Now these are, they're soft pastels. You can get packs of these. I got white ones because they're really good for blending. They'll blend in like little white areas and stuff. Where especially like where the light's coming in. I don't want this light because it's not a total dark sector. So we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna go in circles and try to show that there's light here. Maybe when it's pasteled out, it always looks a little different. I don't know. Here, I'm just going to smooth this out. You can even smooth out an edge that way. And then the tip of this planet has a lot of white, so I'm going to get this here. And I got stencils that one of my friends donated to me with all these expensive canvases too. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Alright. Alright. I'm trying to get where the tip of this planet is very white because all the sunlight and light is shining on one end and at the other. So I'm not even sure if there's life on this planet, if the other side's all dark and one's light. But it could be alive, could not be, who knows? Alright, I think we're good for paint now. I don't think there's I've pasteled out this enough. I'm trying to get a really good spacing. I got that so far. Now I got these other things that people have given me. Yeah, here it is. I got little cups of everything. These are supposed to be like you can like these little drum things where you can like make dots and like put little like stars around. And then this one's a little bigger. You're supposed to dip it in there. Oh, the guy did. Okay. I don't know. I just try to talk to good people. If people want to take their energy to bother to cause mayhem, it generally ends up just going against them anyway. So that's how life is. Alright. Alright. What the heck here? Alright. All the way to the bottom. Yeah, I guess these are handy. First time I use this. My friend told me I might use the need you. Her grandma was an artist. This is what I talk about. All the artists follow. I just see all these artists, one way or another, or their grandkid is my friend. Maybe I was meant to have artistic direction. Art school's expensive, you know. I don't got time for art school. I don't think anybody does for real. Those days where you could just go and be and go to art school, they're kind of over. Yeah, right in your 20s, you got to figure out what you're doing with your life right away. It's a hostile world. I thought it was hostile for me, but it's more hostile. Because at least I was able to go to school for a while before I had to worry about working. I don't know what happened to the world. I just feel bad for all you young people out there. I don't know what I would have done. Not being able to close my door and stuff when I was younger. Well, not be able to keep your door open. All these people walking around with drugs everywhere. It wasn't like that when I grew up. It's sad that we have even come to this. But we have. I wonder if I could just put like a little. Okay, it's not letting me. I might have to use my brush. I could just blend in a little bit of paint this way. If I could just have a small blend of paint, that'd be great. We might have to use a small stroke here. Paint on this one. Just stick this back up. Alright. I got all these paintbrushes. I promise. Remember to help them win. Oh, here they are, right in front of my face. I've got art supplies everywhere in my house. Or actually just in this little corner. As my husband puts, he says I've taken over the living room and he don't care. At least he doesn't care that I've taken over the living room. I got the little stars. Those little things those little pointy things are for something like that, I guess. And the little pointy things I have not used yet, so the little pointy thing helped me with the stars. Alright. Alright, now I just want to do a nice blend since so much the light is right concentrated in here. I like paintings where they're both. They're both pastel and they're the other. I think it gives it a really nice touch. Don't get me wrong, love Bob Ross, love him. R.I.P. You're the GOAT, you're the best, Bob Ross. But I wonder how they would have looked if he did pastel work. I bet they would have rocked. I bet they would have. I really honestly do. I would have loved to seen him dish out some pastels back in the day. He was great at painting. One of the greatest painters I've ever seen. Besides the greats like Da Vinci and stuff, obviously, but and then one day he might, they might forget about Da Vinci, and then, you know, he might be the next one. Because one generation learns from another. Alright. There's a lot of light on this one, so we gotta carefully. This was a secret to space sketching, I can tell you guys. If you are doing a space sketch, try to use the pastels, because this turned out better than my paintings that weren't bad, but I wanted the feel where you could kind of see the details. If you want a painting where you can see details, sketch that baby out. Yeah, that's not much nicer like that. Alright, but that and that now. I did the paint on those suckers. Sometimes a little paint is good. Alright, and where the light is, I'm going to see if I can blot with the paint. And like put this around in a circle, like swirl them like a cloud. Blot it. And see where I get with the pastel. I don't know what it is. It's like a hand. Space Storm. I don't know. I'm going with Space Storm on that one. There's weird clouds that appear in space all the time. Alright. At least we got that. And maybe... I'm going to do this just to show. I'm going to see if this will mix in with the other. So I got to make clouds. I'm trying to get clouds made. And clouds are so hard to make. It's so stupid, but it is. Probably it's most people find it easy to do clouds. I be doing everything else and bitching about the clouds. This is my problem sometimes. I don't know, clouds aren't bad. Kind of covers it up there a little bit. Kind of looks like a cloud a little bit. A little bit. Maybe I'll redeem myself and be halfway decent with clouds. Who knows? No, I think it's done. Yeah, I believe this is done. I don't think there's any more I could do with this. Alright, got my little cloud around that planet on the bottom. I don't know what this is, what planet it is, but it's a pretty solar system. And at least I executed this well. And I figure I wanted to do one of those other things that are already pre-made. Well, that's not bad for a space sketch, because I've been really wanting to do these things. I've been making these things for Christmas presents because I'm a cheap ass. So around Christmas time, I made this from a coloring book. And I made this from a coloring book. I'm not going to sign any of these things. I feel they kind of look cute, and if a present comes along and everybody gets broke at times, nobody's rich these days. Well, there's some people, but not a lot, but you know what I mean. Alright. I just been grabbing these to show people like little arts and craft projects and good old construction paper. So I'm gonna knock one of these out. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I thought that we were trying to go and that Hubble thing was trying to go do other stuff. That's what I thought. I don't know. I think haven't we already been to Mars? I could have swore we were. I feel that all these different kinds of stuff we go to, if we're not meant to be there, sometimes the environment obviously isn't going to like us. But at least I had some good luck. I think Jesus helped me with that one. I'm going to do an owl, and this is something you guys can do, even if you're not a great sketch artist. So, I'm going to do one of these since I'm trying to get these out of the way for presents also. I don't know, I might keep the space painting. Or maybe try to do another one since I didn't do a halfway horrible job. My other ones I just didn't like as much. I have two on my door, and my son thinks they're great, and I don't like them. I think they're ugly. I really do. This is much better executed and looks a lot nicer. So I guess I was right, and space is better with pastels, especially if you want to get a picture like AI type thing. I tend to like the stuff that's more realistic looking. I'm not a fan of modern art. It's okay. I don't mind it, but I'm not a fan of modern art. All the same. All right. Take this and you put it right in here on the construction paper. I'm gonna have a bunch of these because if there's an occasion where there's a something and then this way, it's a nice present because this is what I give out because I'm not going broke. Nobody should have to go broke for stuff. Nobody. And I wouldn't suggest it. Christmas time, I did not buy anybody nothing. I don't. I believe that that's this damn thing. I can't get it to come out the one end, so there we go. This is where I'm at with this glue. But yeah, I don't believe that people should be going broke and stuff around Christmas. I don't. I don't celebrate a lot of holidays at all. I'm gonna use this cardboard to move this around with the crazy glue. I don't even know where I found that. I just found this out of nowhere, the crazy glue. The things you find when you clean. Then my friend gave me this glue, extra glue, and I've been using this. It's sparkly, but who cares? It's glue. I'm into doing things that you have around the house. Save yourself some money. These bills are expensive. Okay, here's a mess. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but it was restricted. Alright, I'm gonna bring these down. I got paint markers. These are just my little stuff here that I try to get done. Alright, so I'm gonna drape this outside with purple. I like these acrylic markers. My friend, she's addicted to Amazon. She thought these would work well for me, and really she knows me well. Because they do. But these are what makes these kind of good, is if you go over them with acrylic markers. The acrylic markers make it nice. You know, just a nice little housewarming present, even. They could put it up on the wall, take a piece of tape, call it a day. I mean, you got it from a coloring book. You just souped it up and made it nice. I mean, life doesn't have to be complicated. People make people make it complicated. They want to go out there and spend all this money that's not necessary and buy all these things, and most likely you already had some at your house, but yet you're buying more stuff. That's what I don't get. And there's just so many things going on with the environment when we're constantly buying things and rebuying things, and then there's, I don't know, something has to happen or our planet is gonna not be going anymore, where there's gonna be problems. And it's gonna be a sad day because planet Earth is so beautiful. It really is. Out of all the solar system, we have the prettiest planet. We really do. If you think about it. All the other planets, they're nice, but they're not livable. Maybe in another solar system or something, they have a nice planet like ours. They used to say Venus was capable of life, but now they're saying that they don't think so. But it kind of looks like us, but I don't think it's. I think they're with it can't have life. But they do say there's other solar systems, so I don't know. All right, let's get this. You just take your acrylic marker and you could just go to town with these. This is how somebody that loves doing art does their coloring. Laugh out loud. So that's pretty much how I prefer to do it. But then again, I play around with pastels, and I still gonna bring the pastels out. We are still bringing those babies out. They will be used. I'm just bringing the paint out here. Trying to get a bunch of these done, so I have them for little housewarming presents. Because I'm not always gonna make people like these a sketch all the time. So I might be working on a sketch for someone. I don't know. When I put my stuff together, I like to do placement of color, and I like to move it around. I really do. I like moving all the placement around. It gives a little class. And you can practice your shading and your color schemes this way. You really can. That's why I like doing it. And then I'm going to have pink down here because I feel if there's pink in a lot of areas, it'll be nicer. And then I'm going to balance it out with up here being pink. Yeah, but this is all from things I have around the house, and I'm making a whole box of usable stuff that I can use to, if we got a friend that has a birthday or whatever or whatnot. Because I do love doing this kind of stuff. Ooh, another pink. Yeah, of course you can. All done with it. I think I did really good with this one. I think that's my best one I've ever made. I made other paintings of it. They didn't look horrible, but that one really brought it because it looks like a little picture. Because I was wondering how all these artists were getting getting theirs to look really nice like pictures. I'm using acrylic markers now. While you were gone, my friend. Oh, you like it? I took a coloring book and I have acrylic paint markers, and you put it on a piece of construction paper, and I have made these. I'm making them for presents, like housewarming presents, and I use the pastel in the middle. I did a flamingo. This is with pastel and just the paint markers. It's a little craft. I have a little box of stuff because I'm into saving money. I feel that presents that people were, if somebody made you something, it means more than if they bought it from a store. My kids used to think I was silly for saying this, but it's true. If you went and bought it from a store, anybody could have got it from the store. I used to always appreciate the stuff the kids made. And I used to tell them those are the things that are most meaningful. So these are why I give these things out for presents. And it's cheaper. I mean, when you're hit 50 years old and the economy is kind of crappy and everybody's fighting over the prices of eggs, which they are. I just eat them once in a while when I have them because my mother-in-law is always bitching about the price of eggs. And the thing is I did use them for baking a lot, but I don't really bake a lot. Ever since I've been sick, I just kind of been trying to feel better and eat more because I lost a lot of weight when I was sick. I truly did. And the woman thinks I'm starving because she's always bringing me these meals. And I'm talking about these, like, the ones her doctor orders from her. They're like these healthy meals. And I appreciate them. Trust me, I appreciate them, but it's my husband says that he's just a little picky because he's a cook and he makes more money than me, honestly. But I tell him I like these little meals because they're right where I'm supposed to be eating. I do feel healthier eating them a little, so I don't mind them. And I tell him that I don't mind his mother's meals, so I just eat them. But of course, I call him Chef Ramsay. I low key make fun of him, and I just think he's silly, and I call him Chef Ramsay all the time. And he said, because everything has to be perfectly seasoned and all this stuff for him. I'm not that fussy. If I was to come to your house to eat, I would be fine as long as it was cooked and everything. I wouldn't be bitching if you used too much pepper or salt or anything. Now, the husband, he would be bitching. He absolutely would be bitching about something. That's what he does. Yeah, I got more stuff over here. Alright. All of these are paint markers. Of course, I had to put them in Tupperware. People have been giving me a lot of Tupperware. So I've been organizing all of my art supplies in them. I don't know if other artists do this, but I would think that it's more organized. Because you got so much stuff going on when you got this. And I don't really consider myself an artist. I'm just someone that tries to find stuff to do. That's all I do. I just try to find little things to do. And sometimes my little stuff I find to do, my little hobbies, sometimes they're real good, sometimes they're. It just depends. Hobbies are hobbies, I mean. And then people tell me when you hit 50 you have hobbies. I've always had a hobbies. Always. I love to bake. I'm a good baker. My husband said that he loves my baking. He'll never question the baking at all. That was my hobby for a little bit, was baking. And now it's sketching and painting. I guess when you're a housewife and stuff, it's a little different. You have your hobbies are around feeding your family after a while. Alright. I'm gonna take the pastels when I'm through outlining some of these. And it'll be nice. It'll look like the rest of them. It'll go on the pile up for a housewarming gift. That's why, if when people ask, I mean, maybe possibly around Christmas time, since I got now two grandkids, I might get them something small, but my sons know. I might, and I just don't do a lot of all that. I I give them whatever when I can, but I'll probably buy the grandkids something. But it'll be one thing. I'm not into cluttering up things. You buy kids, you spend $3,000 to $4,000 on Christmas. Then they got to figure out what they're going to throw away. That's how it was when my kids were younger. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, all the money I wasted. And we got to figure out what toy to throw away. That's just, it's too much. So, this is why I'm just not a big fan of Christmas. I do like Halloween though. That goes beyond measure because I'm a tarot card reader. I love the energy around Halloween. Love it. I love all the mystical stuff going on. I love the fun. And it is a fun holiday. It seriously is. Thinking about putting blue in here too. I just kind of throw together this because once I get my pastels in these, and I just threw this together and thought of this myself. Because I found these two coloring books in the piles. And I go, what the hell am I going to do with that? And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll make something with it. And then this came to mind. Because I like to use everything I have. I feel everything has a purpose, every person has a purpose. I do. Maybe it was because when I was younger, I did the mash of magic mushrooms, and I did. And it did widen my mind, but dying did help too. But we all have a purpose. And the people that literally go against nature and torture and just do all these different things, all that comes back. I've seen it when I died before. I really have. I'm not trying to be on the receiving end of that. That's why I try to warn people, and I just feel sad. Because if you do hurt an innocent, somehow, some way, the innocent gets retrieved and you get something worse in return. Alright, I just put a lot of colors and tried to stick in the pastel family. And now I'm gonna get my pastels out. As I rub it, I do this pastels. You could leave it like this too if you wanted to. I mean, obviously, I don't know. This one is nice. I might make another space painting another day. I thought I would really fail on that. I was afraid. Sometimes you get afraid to do stuff. Space is very intimidating. It really is. Alright. Same thing with painting. You just rub a little bit of this chalk stuff in there, the chalky ones. Not the soft pastel, just the chalk ones, or the ones you want. That's why I'm glad I have both. And then I was sitting there going, why did I buy those? And look at now, they come in handy for just anything. Even everyday projects, just to have little extra stuff. But you color all these in like this, and then take your finger, rub it in. And I already see, and the lines will already appear of your drawing. I just did an outlay on them. And when they're shaded in nice, it looks really good. It really does. I don't know, I love pastels. They're like my favorite thing in the world. I think if I ever ran away from anywhere and you found some pastels and poster board, you know I was hiding out or something. Just look for the pastels. Because I don't know if I'd be able to leave the house without my animals and pastels. The bank card, I don't give a damn about. My pastels and stuff, I probably would care more about that. Because I do love the pastels. But just go straight up and down and get a real nice bold color in here. And it shows up real nice. So now I got both feathers here. It's kind of where you want to be at with that. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm trying to spread out the pink. And you're not sketching them, it was already sketched. So, certain places, you just take the pastels and do that. And you're literally just trimming in where the pink's at. And you're leaving the rest there. You're not worrying about those details because they were done for you. And you can get this, and anybody could do this. This would be great for the holidays, which I probably am going to do one for Easter. I'm going to look for some Easter pictures. They're probably at my work, honestly. I'll probably find some there. 'Cause that's all they need is a couple things of the Easter bunny. That's really all they need. The front door would be nice. I'm thinking about putting this as a door decoration by my apartment. I think it would look cute for a door. Because it's two pieces of paper. I mean, even an apartment door it would look cute in. Alright, we're good here. And see, got the little feet. I got all the pinks done. This is like the Wonder Happy thing. The pastels. They make everything happy and good. They really do. Any kind of art project you got going on, if you're an artist or not an artist, these things are wonderful. They really are. Because anybody can be an artist. Anybody. You don't always have to focus on the money. You're supposed to do it for the fun anyways. Is it something you enjoy, arts and crafts? Absolutely, because we had a friend. Actually, it's my husband's old boss because he was playing around with trying to be a maintenance guy for a little bit, and then he decided to go back to the restaurant. But he ended up having a stroke at 50 because him and his wife were arguing a lot. And the thing is he wasn't too much older than me. You have to have something, some kind of outlet, because stress can give you a stroke, a heart attack. There's a lot of stuff it could give you. And you don't want to be on the receiving end of that, because you got to go to a whole lot of doctors after that. So that would be terrible. I mean, I gotta go to the doctors for stupid stuff now that I'm done with my jaw infection, which I didn't even have nothing to do with that. That was just some teeth. But it got taken care of. But it could have went to my heart. And anyways, our friend that had the stroke, he's not gonna be able to work no more. Now he's gonna be in a wheelchair. And his son has to take care of him. And his son works at the restaurant. And he's going to have to take care of his dad. And I guess he's a troublemaker too. And I guess between him and his wife, they caused the poor man to have a heart attack. And now they're fighting over who's going to take care of him. It's sad. It's like if somebody gave birth to you, or your dad, he was there, he paid for everything for him, he was a good father, he's in a wheelchair because him and his mom were fighting all the time, and he doesn't even want to help take care of his dad now. I just try to do my healthy little outlets. I find little projects because I feel it's better than one day possibly ending up in a wheelchair. And these are true facts. Alright, now I'm going to do these leaves. Now this is all you do. And actually it looks pretty professional when you're done. It really honestly does. And this is just from a coloring book but I like this way better with the coloring book stuff. It's more fancied up and looks nicer. And those acrylic paint markers, you could get those on. I want to say they were like $3 or $4 on Amazon. If you have acrylic paint markers and you're just outlining the outside of these, that's when the pastel work, when it comes in, just rubbing this in makes it look really good. It does. It's incredible how this makes things look. We got this so far. And then I'm gonna do his eyes that color. It's just a fun little abstract drawing. Nothing serious, nothing like you're gonna be going to art school over. Just something fun so maybe if you're stressed out, you'll be alright. So I just do this for that reason, and then I just actually started getting better at sketching little by little. But it's okay to be a little guy sometimes. I've been a little guy my entire life. I don't I don't need to be popular to be happy. I'm just one of those people that don't really. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. But you could take the dustings too of this and push it towards. I'm gonna get this whole middle. See how I got the eye there. But yeah, I've been a little guy, a little person in the world my entire life, and I like it because it's peaceful. Absolutely, people don't care about the existence of little people in the world, and I'm okay with it. That's why I'm all for helping the innocent. That's what I like doing because I feel innocent people get pushed around, and they do. All right, there's a lot of purple going on. Look at these purples. I mean, the poor innocent. They sit there and they have to pay tons of taxes, or they get the shit beat out of them because somebody. And I'm talking about the dogs, well, and people, because of people having a bad temper. So the world just full with ugly, and we gotta stand up for the innocent. We really do. Because if we don't, nobody will. Okay, we just do that. See how nice that side's looking? Get to this side here. But yeah, I'd be always on some kind of project. Or I'm looking up stuff. Or I have half-cocked theories. And you guys will laugh at this one. There was a volcano. I was worried about the underwater volcanoes and the black. And there's 50 black holes that surround the Earth with these volcanoes. And I'm on stream on Facebook, and a volcanoist told me that the weather would erratically change, but the volcanoes would not. He said that they would not. The volcanoes wouldn't erupt, but if the black holes did trigger something, if anything, it would cause a lot of weather problems. He said they would be horrific to where the planet would be gone. So I don't know if that answer made me feel any better, but they are 50 black holes, and now I think they're saying more than 50 surrounding planet Earth. And people are interested in beating up dogs instead of trying to figure out about recycling and stuff. I mean, people's priorities are really messed up. Alright, so now I'm just going in here and getting all this nice and purple and stuff. I mean, this would even look good in someone's bedroom. mean, if you wanted to, you could put a poster board with it. I wouldn't because it's just that I would just put it on my mirror or something in my bedroom. Or in the living room in like a little space or whatever if you don't have like a lot of paintings. I have a lot of paintings. I've actually got a lot of free paintings from artists and acquired a lot of expensive paintings in my existence. And consequently, I didn't have to pay for any of them. And now maybe before I die, I'll be on the end where possibly I can make my own quality paintings. Maybe even somebody would know my name before I die. Who knows? You never know what the end game is going to be. Once you're reincarnated, you generally don't remember your previous life. And they say some people do. I don't remember my previous life. I don't know. I'm kind of glad I don't. Maybe it was. Maybe it was horrific. Maybe I was raped or something in a former life. Who knows? But if I was, and I don't remember now, I'm okay with it. And in the next life, maybe I'll just. I don't know, maybe I'll have an idea or just feel like connected to like a certain area. And by that time, Chong will be long gone, so who knows? Maybe if I get together helping out big dogs and all that, I'll feel connections somehow years later to the Chong the dog movement. Who knows? Maybe in my next life, I'll have a big dog too. Alright. Oh, yours is restricted. Okay, there you go. I'm getting there. These are a little time consuming. You gotta get little. I love color. You enjoy the color. I made a gold. I like the gold flamingo, but I like the colorful owl also. It's really cute. Alright. Just bring all this in here. And everybody says to me, the more you practice, the better you get. So, the more you practice where you're shading and doing these things, you can practice shading and doodling at the same time. This could be shading practice. I'm still practicing shading lightweight. I mean, I just been doing it for a year, but I'm trying to perfect clouds and different things. Alright, I'm gonna leave those white because they're offshooted here. I'm gonna make this purple on top. This overlay right here and rub this in. There you go. Alright, and then I'm gonna do a pink right here. I'm gonna get the pink pastel here, fill this in. Get this area all pink. And then do pink here with this lighter pink. Alright. Then I'm gonna find that blue. The light blue. Where did I put it? Here it is. I'm gonna put this area in the blue so it pops out. There you go. See? Oh, we got Mr. Owl. And if you want, you could always shade out the sides here, too. This is totally possible. Just take and just rub in this way. Just a slight little rubbing. Take all this and rub it in. You want to give it a little bit of class. Your coloring book picture. I like to class up my things. I just do the background just a little bit of that blue. See? Now it pops out a little better. And we got that. And that's something anybody can do. Because all I literally did was, you could use regular marker if you want. I just like using paint markers. So, this was just markers and pastels. That's it. And then this was a year of trying to figure out how to sketch. This is what this was. Because this is picture style shading. This, my friends, you might want to think about drinking afterwards, trying to do this kind of thing. This will be easy for you. This will be fun. You'll be drinking your drinks or whatever. Or if you smoke pot, smoke your pot, go, oh, look what I made, a pretty owl. It looks so cool. Let's put it up. And then you're going to say, I don't know what happened to Pluto. I was drawing it and I couldn't get the clouds. And you're going to be like, oh, well, that's how it is with space stuff. It will probably be the hardest thing you do. Space has been the hardest thing for me. I will say that. I've been struggling with that. I still think it could be a little better. I'm going to try to do another space one tomorrow. Honestly, because I need to step up my game with some of the shading. I feel maybe if I got a little better with space, I could be able to shade dogs and stuff better. Yeah, I could do Lady in the Tramp, but could I paint Chong? No. Absolutely not. Not realistic looking real dogs, no. So I gotta step up my game and get really good with this picture shading before I even think about doing Chong. Because I do. I want to do a raven and I want to do Chong. That's what I want to have my pictures with. We'll see how it goes. If not, it was a wild ride and I did a bunch of other stuff, but I'm sure eventually, maybe in a while, I'll be able to do it. But thank you guys for being such a great audience. And being here for my first actual good space sketch painting. Because there is technically a little paint, so. At least I did something good today that I wasn't able to accomplish in a year so far. So, I got something done and accomplished. I feel good about myself today. Alright, stick this here. Alright. I will see you guys tomorrow. The husband's about ready to come home from work and stuff. And I gotta try to tighten this pipe in our bathroom. Or he is going to, most likely. Because I've been a plumber today. I wear a lot of hats in the world. But Okay, I'm making my way, inching my way this way. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.